What's up, guys? So, man, I want to stop doing videos about these evil promoters, but they continue to blow me away. Ticket prices, gambling, it's ridiculous. And now SMX is messing with the American Disabilities Act. Yeah, they're in big trouble. This is not something to mess around with. But I'm going to get into all that and more. I'm going to tell you what we need to do to keep these guys honest, or somewhat honest. Those of you who've purchased Nano Extreme, I'm sure you're experiencing the benefits. This stuff has fixed my shoulder. Yeah, it still hurts. Like, it hurt after I got done on the boat the other day, but I used it. I'm still able to sleep on my right side, something I haven't been able to do in years. If you deal with chronic pain, try it. Head over to Nano Extreme, use code Cooksey, put 2 of them in your cart, but when you check out, use code Cooksey and you'll buy one and get one free. And if you want to maximize your workouts, go over to the Coach Rob store, get Energy Fuel. Energy Fuel is a drink that rehydrates you. What Coach has is he has an app on there for your phone, and you can determine your own sweat rate, and then they build you your own custom energy drink to replenish your fluids exactly the way you need them. Head over to the Coach Rob store and get that dialed in.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So this crazy lady that looks like Mr. Burns and is just so evil, like she could not look more evil. Kind of looks like Cruella de Vil. She probably eats Dalmatians or makes coats out of them. I don't know. But this evil woman who runs MX Sports, and yeah, a lot of people think Davey Coombs does. He doesn't. He is her little minion. He's the public face of the business. She's the one that's making all the moves. This is the evil lady, Carrie Joe Coombs, whatever her name is, evil crazy lady. So they've had this ban on gambling sponsors. So if you're a team, you couldn't go out and get a gambling sponsor, much like when you couldn't get a CBD or a sponsor similar to that because, oh, they were going to take the moral high ground. Well, I just saw the new contracts that went out to the tracks. This is interesting that MX Sports has a clause in the contracts with the tracks that gives them exclusive gaming rights to fantasy and gambling. I guess it's not so bad after all. These people blow me away, and the teams are dumb. Why are you guys putting up with this? You are the ones that are the show. MX Sports does nothing but collect your money and give you a place to race. And trust me, if MX Sports went away, we would have another promoter who would step up. We just need one that will treat these people like the professional athletes that they are and give them a cut and not treat them like the dirtbag employees that MX Sports thinks they are. KTM, Honda, you guys have got to wake up. Kawasaki, Yamaha, why are your upper executives pissing money away supporting these series and paying these riders millions of dollars when you could be getting a return on that investment? Why? Are you guys lazy? Are you dumb? I'm not sure which one it is, but you teams are being made fools of. The fact that you guys could have gone out and got like big sponsorship dollars, but they wouldn't allow you, and now they're bringing it in as the exclusive? Come on, how many times are you going to be their little brother and let them get the big sponsor and you get the little, like they have a big fat sirloin steak on the table and they're throwing you a couple little pieces like a dog and you're taking it and you're saying, thank you so much. Like, come on. When you are the one buying that steak, you're earning that money. You guys are the show. You're the reason that people go watch these races. And as I was going through the contract, I happened to notice, I found one of the old things. What I was doing is I was comparing the newer racing contracts with the older racing contracts. That's where I saw that they had added gaming in there. They did lower the track fee slightly. Like I said, they throw a bone here and there just to keep people quiet while they rake in the big bucks. This gambling deal, when it's all said and done, will probably be a $100 million deal. Yet they took the rights fee. You know how the tracks had to pay like $100,000 up front or $150,000 up front? It dropped significantly. It dropped maybe 40%, which is great. That's awesome for the tracks. But okay, so if they're willing to give you 40%, you know how much money they're making on the other end. Open your eyes. Stop saying thank you for the crumbs and go get what's yours. And I did get a good laugh out of them saying in the cease and desist that I wiped my ass with that they sent me, that the AMA Pro Racing was a totally separate body than, MX Sports. I happened to pull up one of the old contracts. This right here, I'm gonna put it on the screen. This is the race director that they called from AMA Pro Racing, Jeff Canfield. Notice his email. Roy Jansen, who's supposed to be with the AMA, notice his email. Is that not strange to you that they have MX Sports emails, but they're supposedly not connected between the AMA Pro Racing and MX Sports? They're sanctioning themselves. It's ridiculous. These promoters make up the rules. It's a rigged game. I happened to even notice they had a fan rule that riders are not allowed to give fans product. Talk about overreaching. Keep in mind, they don't pay these teams. These teams pay them to go to the event. How ass backwards is that? That is embarrassing to these teams that they are the product. They are what we all pay to come see. They are what brings in those sponsor dollars, but they're being treated like a customer, and it's ridiculous. And I cannot believe that they haven't band together and figured out a way to get a percentage, much like every other professional sport. Wake up. Seriously, wake up. Hey guys, check out Epic Garage Designs. Travis has the coolest stuff for your garage. Cabinets, flooring, slat wall, and he's a motocross enthusiast himself. Travis is a good dude, and he supports everything about this sport. He loves it, and he will make your trailer or garage look badass. Hit up epicgaragedesigns.com. Ride Strapped. Check out the new Ride Strapped shirt. He's got free Cooksey shirts on there. I'm hoping he'll put them on the website. I don't like doing that whole GoFundMe, $20, send a shirt thing. I'd rather just put them up on the website and let you guys go get them. Check out Ride Strapped. He's got the coolest goggles, glasses, and shirts. Ridestrapped.com. Precision Transport. Hit up pretransport.com. If you're shipping anything and you're tired of shipping companies that don't give you tracking, that don't have customer service, the Madden family take pride in customer service and delivering your stuff where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. Hit up pretransport.com. So SMX in Vegas, they made a huge mistake. They messed with an organization that you don't mess with, the American Disabilities Act. So what happened was they didn't have parking. They made all these people with disabilities walk extra distances. Typically, the Speedway takes a great pride in having their ADA parking, is what they call it. So they have their ADA parking, they park them a little ways away, but they have golf carts and they run them back and forth, and they make sure that anyone with disabilities gets extra assistance getting to the track or wherever they need to go. Because that's what you have to do when you have these big events. This is a serious issue that you don't mess around with. There were numerous complaints. I talked to a veteran who has neuropathy in his feet really bad. He can't walk very long distances. This is someone who served our country and loves motocross and shows up at events just to watch. He asked where the ADA parking was. They told him a golf cart was coming and left him hanging. He had to walk, a mile or so to get where he had to go, and his feet were killing him. You try having really bad neuro pain in your feet. By the way, I did tell him to get some Nano Extreme, and I think that will help him. You have this horrible pain in your feet, and everywhere you go to ADA parking, and you get moved a little bit closer, which you should. And they totally stiff you because they're too busy trying to track me down. Hey, they put all their effort into making sure that all the security guards had my picture and knew I wasn't going to be there, but they didn't care about the people with disabilities. This is disgusting in a sport where our handicap section is full. The sport is dangerous, and I'm always lobbying to make it safer. It will never be safe. You're going to have those types of accidents. They're awful, they're horrific. I don't like seeing them, but they are something that we do have to deal with. When that happens, the least you can do is offer parking for these people. Come on. This is how low down and despicable these scumbags are. They were more concerned with keeping a journalist out, or not even journalist, a YouTuber out of their event, rather than taking care of injured veterans, injured riders, and people with disabilities who love this sport and pay their hard-earned money to go watch this sport. The Speedway has got more complaints about this than they have from all their other events combined. They have had more complaints, ADA complaints, than anything else. It's really bad. If any of these people want to bring lawsuits, and they very well could, this could get really ugly. So you guys need to pay attention. Priorities, people, priorities. Take care of the disabled before you worry about some stupid YouTuber. And that was an event. It was kind of a co-event between MX Sports and Feld, and neither of them knew what to do. And the Feld, the new Head of Feld, Juliet Feld, spent like over a half an hour in Mike Grandal's suite checking to make sure I wasn't there or nobody was streaming or trying to figure out where I was getting the videos that I was reposting from Instagram. They're so dumb. Like, they put that much effort into it, but then skipped the ADA. But anyway, this crazy chick got her position because of nepotism, because she is the daughter of Kenneth Feld, and they just keep it in the family. She has not earned this position. She is a CEO in theory. I promise you, she's not the one that should have that job. But hey, family business, it is what it is. So this third generation nepotism that has put Juliet Feld in there. Well, the first thing that a company does when they get a new CEO is this new CEO wants to put their stamp on it. They want to show in spreadsheets to the shareholders or whoever else, oh, I'm the right decision. I made this much money for the company. The company, as soon as I took over, had this huge spike. A lot of times they'll have a good idea or they'll have something different. A lot of times they cut corners. That's exactly what Juliet is doing. Instead of doing anything unique, she's jacked ticket prices. How much? You'd think 10, 20, 30, 50%. No, 3 times, 300%. Tickets for Supercross next year went up 3 times. This is absolutely bananas. But I get where they're coming from. If the market dictates that, it will sell out, you raise prices. The question is, now, if they get a third of the people, then they make as much money as they did if they sold it out at the old prices. I kind of understand that. But these teams who don't get any of the ticket sales or any of that revenue, there's no revenue sharing with the promoter. Now, what they count on is having a full stadium to show off their products, to get it out there. So now you're cutting the exposure to these factories that pay millions of dollars to these riders to be there. Now you're cutting their exposure to boost your bottom line and make this nepotism hire look even better. Come on. Seriously, teams, are you joking me? How can you guys not step up and get a piece of this? Now, if they sell out at 3 times, okay. I mean, that's what the market dictates. You still have teams working on skeleton budgets, just scraping to get by, while these people are tripling their money, tripling it. This is a short-term ego move. I've seen a lot of CEOs do this, and a lot of you guys have worked at big companies where they bring in some CEO that doesn't know their ass from a hole in the wall. They really don't. So they come in but they want to have their ego boosted and say they've done something right. So they cut commissions or cut somewhere that we all know is necessary to keep this whole machine going. And while it might short term look really good on a spreadsheet, you're doing serious damage to the people who love the sport and can go to the sport, who bring their families to the sport, the next generation. This will have effects at some point down the line. I don't know when that will, but every company that does this, eventually that check comes due and it hurts the sport overall. This is a short term. This is one of the most chicken ways to get extra money on that spreadsheet. It's disgusting, and this chick should be embarrassed. And you guys should let her know when you see her. Juliet Feld, you shouldn't be the CEO. You haven't done jack other than jack everyone's prices. Stop clanking your wine and cheese glasses together and just understand who your customers are. Your customers are hard-working people that love motorcycles. You are pricing them out of the sport they love. And then what you're doing is you're pricing it to where people who buy motorcycles will not be able to go to these events. So then it doesn't make sense for these factories to dump money in to go in front of a crowd that is wine and cheese that doesn't even race dirt bikes. It's a bad business plan. Stop it. If you want to increase it, that's fine. The market dictates. If you're selling out, you can raise prices. But 300% is disgusting. It's blatantly disgusting. And you guys ask, well, what do we do? You cannot go. That's one issue. You can go, whatever you want to do. But what you can really do to support this is to support World Supercross, support their competition. I know they don't have all the big names. They don't have the Lawrence brothers. They don't have Jason Anderson. But they've got Eli Tomac. They've got Ken Roxon. They got Joey Savacci. They've got Dean Wilson. They've got some pretty big names. They got Vince Friese. It's a really good series. And whether you think that's top notch or not, if you support the World Supercross Series, it puts pressure. Look at the pressure that it put on them. They immediately came up with SMX and paid more to the riders. The more pressure, the more competition, the more equal. Right now, we are dealing with a monopoly. The only way to beat a monopoly is an antitrust lawsuit, or you have competition. They're not competition right now. We have to support them. We have to be behind them. Go to the races. The flights to Vancouver in 2 weeks are cheap. I will be there, and I'm going to support that series as much as I can. If you're in Abu Dhabi, if you're in Australia, support the World Supercross Series. It's how we make all of the sport better. So that's what we need to do. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later. And yeah, that's it for today. Here's the member of the day, and thank you to all the members. I really, really appreciate it. And everybody who signed up for your memberships, you get the interview I did the other day completely raw. You also are entered automatically to get the Coach Rob helmet, the 6D custom painted helmet that we'll be giving this out before Anaheim. Every single person who's registered as a member, you're already entered to win that. So come December, end of December, we will be drawing. I'll let you guys know, and I'll do a random number on the show and pick that person, and they will win that helmet. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.